He's proposing a form of sort of procedural radicalism for Trump that is more radical than even Trump has suggested in the past.
Hello there, you Awakening Wonders. You'll know, of course, that I'm at the RNC this week having some extraordinary conversations and some incredible insights that I cannot wait to relay to you in depth. But we have to keep updated, don't we, on the evolving space and all of its peculiar permutations. J.D. Vance has been officially picked as the VP. You know that by now. And have you seen the media's response to it? It's been extraordinary and I would say somewhat hysterical. Have a look at that.
This is not any sort of even somewhat moderate Republican like a Rubio or a Burgum. This is full-on MAGA. This is his ideological heir apparent. This is Trump and his team feeling very confident about where they stand in this election to allow them to go to Vance. It's also a push here to play on the economic populism and nationalism that has worked with Trump voters, white working class voters, particularly in those Rust Belt states that we all believe will decide this election. The Vance pick is one they believe. Ohio, of course, no longer a battleground state. It's pretty deeply red at this point. But now Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan, and particularly Pennsylvania, Western Pennsylvania, they think is now Vance helps solidifies their case there. And we should note, Willie, that the Vance and Trump, their relationship really blossomed in the wake of the East Palestine train crash. Vance was an outspoken critic of the Biden administration's response. That moment, according to Trump camp, when Trump went out there, they see as key to his political comeback. It was not long after the disastrous 2022 midterms. They saw the response Trump got there and believe that could still be a winning coalition going forward.
Are you worried that Senator Vance is proposing a sort of procedural radicalism, saying he would do what Trump wanted Mike Pence to do, even though Mike Pence wouldn't do it, suggesting that Trump shouldn't follow court orders, shouldn't even follow Supreme Court rulings? There's an argument that's been made. I don't think Senator Vance is a very high-profile figure yet, and so I'm not sure how well this has translated broadly to the public, but the argument has been made about him that he's proposing a form of sort of procedural radicalism for Trump that is more radical than even Trump has suggested in the past. Do you subscribe to that?
So there is a plan, right, written down on paper to transition American democracy to autocracy. There is a very mainstream element of the Republican Party and Trump's infrastructure that is very thoughtful about how they are going to end democratic norms. J.D. Vance is part of that infrastructure, right? He has been fairly public in his antipathy for democracy. There is just a dominant strain in the Republican Party and some of the sort of thin intellectual veneer that covers Trumpism that J.D. Vance is a big part of, that simply believes that democracy is antiquated, that it doesn't work any longer, that we would be better off if we just had one person in charge and the rest of us were stripped of our rights, and that we put men back in charge, that we created this nation in a new cloak of Christian nationalism. That's where J.D. Vance comes from. And he talks a good game, but if you really listen to him, he is being picked in part because he is going to help shape this transition away from democratic norms, this transition to a white patriarchal Christian-dominated nation, something that's very different, right, than the nation that many of us have thought we have been a part of this many years.
Let me know your reaction to that coverage in the comments below. I'll be at the RNC for the rest of this week, but we will be remaining focused on all of the breaking stories within and beyond the convention itself. Please join us every day at these times where we stream on Rumble. Stay free. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see more uncensored content where free speech can flourish, join our live stream. Click the link right here to watch the next video if you want to, or become a member of a growing movement. Download the Rumble app and you'll be informed every time we make a new piece of content. Stay free.